pool where Asher swims is rectangular. Okay, it's 2,500 centimeters long, 1,250 centimeters wide. Now, it might actually help me to draw a picture so that I can actually visualize that. I'll come back to that. The four sides of the swimming pool are 150 centimeters deep. They're covered with small square tiles of different colors, okay? Each small tile has an area of 1 centimeter squared. Asher thinks there must be over 1 million small tiles covering the size of this pool. Is Asher correct? Explain how you decide. So explain how you decide is just another way of saying show you're working. Now, I might choose to, and I'm not going to put this in the answer box because if you're doing an online assessment, you can use scrap paper, but nobody's ever going to see it. So I'm going to draw a picture of the swimming pool. This is just a drawing for me to see. The examiner's not going to see it. So I don't really need to worry too much. Now it's 150 centimeters deep. So that's 150 centimeters there. And it's 2,500 centimeters long. 2,500 long, and it's 1,250 wide. Okay, so basically then I'm going to have a rectangle there. I'm going to have two of those rectangles that are going to be 1,250 by 150, and two rectangles. I draw the inside of it here. That are going to be 2,500 times 150. Okay, so now I can see what I need to do. Now I need to do my calculations, and I'm not allowed a calculator for this. So let's see how I can make this as easy for myself as possible. So I want to do 2,500 times 150. And once I've done that, I'm going to double it. That gives me a nice idea, because when it comes to multiplication, I can do it in any order. So if I multiply 150 by 2, that's going to give me 300. 300 is a lovely number to work with. So basically, I've got 2,500 times 300. So to multiply by 300, I don't know my 300 times tables, but I do know my 3 times tables. And that means I can multiply by 3 and then multiply by 100 afterwards. So I might use a bit of scrap paper to do this. And I want to do, actually, I could use scrap paper to do it. 2,500 times 3. Okay, I could do it like that. So we've got 0, 0, 5 3 is 15. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So if I know that 7,500 is multiplied by 3, and then I need to multiply that by 100, then I'm going to move the number 2 spaces over and put zeros to fill in the gaps by the decimal point, and that gives me 75. I've got 2 zeros there and another 2 zeros. So that's the area of my 2 long bits. Now I need to do the area of my 2 short bits. So 1, 2, 5, 0, and I can do the shortcut now because I know it's going to be times 150 times 2, so that's times 300. Again, I can, on a bit of scrap paper if it's an online assessment, or if it's paper-based, then I can show my working exactly as I do it. So we've got times 3, 0, 3 times 5 is 15, 3 times 2 is 6, 7. Oops, there's no one there. 3 times 1 is 3. Is that about right? Yeah, 3,750. And when it comes to what I write here, I need to multiply by 100. So if I imagine a decimal point there at the end, I'm going to move the number 2 spaces over and write and then the 2 additional zeros to fill the gaps. So there I've got the area for my 4 rectangles around the edges. I need to add those together, and that will give me, I'm just going to write total, and I will do column addition from here. So I'm going to start backwards. We've got 3 zeros at the end, so we know it's going to be 0, 0, 0. And then looking down my columns here, I've got 0 plus 5 is 5. So I put 5, move along the other way. And then I've got 5 plus 7 is 12. Put the 2 and carry the 1. And I've got 7 plus 3 is 10, plus that 1 is 11. So that's my total area in centimetres squared. Is that, what was my actual question? Let's go back to the question. Asha thinks there must be over a million. Is Asha correct? So is she correct? Is this number greater than a million? So if I put my commas in, so I know a million has 6 digits after the leading digit. And yeah, it's 1,125,000. Is Asha correct? Yes, she is. That's quite an interesting thing to be considering when you're there swimming around in the pool. I tend to just be counting my lengths. So is Asha correct? Yes, I've shown my working. I've taken a nice organized approach. This is the approach that I've done to doing these multiplications without a calculator. But there may be other methods that you like to use that are perfectly just as valid. So however we get to that answer, providing we get our total there and we can make that same conclusion, then however you reach that, whatever your preferred method of calculating the area, the surface area of the size of the pool is, it will be valid. But there's a lot of different ways that you can find the same answer.